Now we're on the D25, which is another interesting little road. Back to a two-laner for about a mile or so there before I put the camera back on. It was almost dirt track through a couple of tiny little hamlets, you know, the ones with like about 4 or 5 houses. What I think I'm going to do is when I find a nice little spot, I'll stop, get a drink of water on board, and I'll open up Google Maps rather than, you know, my nav taking us backwards, just to see on my route, you know, a petrol station. But I would say I definitely recommend Cali Motor to plan everything. You know, you can put A to B and, you know, put it how twisty. I mean, I've got it to avoid serious, like, unpaved. A little bit like gravel roads, doesn't bother us. And then you can look at it and then you can just drop waypoints in, but not the sort of waypoints that get on your wick and try and make you go backwards and you've got to delete them. They just automatically disappear as you ride through. So like these roads, I thought, well, I could just blast straight up to Millau on the main roads, where I'd rather got all day, you know. When I get to the end of this road, oh, a lake. Lovely. Had no idea that was there. For now. Hello, moo cows. Yes, I'll go past you slowly. Hello. Yeah, there's nothing on this road apart from cows. Excellent. Click you back on. Sod's Law came around the corner. I've just done about 7 or 8 tight hairpins down there. Couldn't get, you know, my finger to tap on the camera quick enough. There's a couple left. I already know the ski resort, but I don't know which one. But these are interesting, you know, it's tight and steep. With the car in front of you. I don't know which, it's the Col Palaharius ahead. I think that's what it said as I came in here. It's still on the D25. And then it's, I might put you back on when we get to the top. Yeah, just stopped right at the top of one of the coals there. PLRS, something like that, yeah. Weather's changed, but I thought about changing my jacket. It's not raining or anything. So I'll see what it's like when I get down in the valley past those clouds. But I thought I'd put the camera back on because this is a little find as well, this road. I'm still on the D25. It brings you right over the top of that coal. Onto this single track road. Considering it's in the middle of nowhere, I've seen, I think I've seen one car. There's a cyclist and a van. And there was three Spanish riders turned up. One's GS and two Africa Twins. It's obviously a ski resort because I keep seeing the tops of chairlift and stuff around. I'm just rolling down this hill. Because this is not the sort of place you want to lose it and go down there. Hats off to people cycling up. Jesus. And while I was up on the top there, took a drink of water. And using just Google Maps, I put in for a petrol station because obviously me two navs are both basically saying, you know, if it was on exactly the same route, it's about 60 miles before I'd find any petrol. So just using Google Maps, which is bringing us down exactly the same route, it says there's a petrol station 20 miles away. So I'll fill up there. They'd probably just dig, because it's weird here, you'll be on a road and there's no petrol stations, but there's one on the street behind the main road. So just using Google, I've found one anyway. I mean, I've still got 101 clicks in the tank, which is roughly, what, 60 miles. So if I hit the petrol station within 20 miles, that's fine by me. Because it's hard to gauge when it's, I'm running kilometres obviously while I'm away. I know once it gets down to, you know, 1 bar, and below that it will show about 30 miles in the tank. But I know there's the reserve after that because it's a 20-litre tank. I think the most I've ever gotten in when it said it was dry was basically about 18 litres. I think is the maximum I've ever gotten in it. But yeah, you can see this is a not well travelled road, but the bikers like it because that's a few groups I've seen now. One car, one van, multiple cyclists and a load of motorbikers, so this must be one of those roads that has been discovered. There's a van. Got a few more twisties to go and then I'll turn the camera off again. Gentleman in the van. Secret little road this, like. I'll have to put this one in the memory banks. That is the Africa Twin lot. See, they're locals. I'll let them past. Yeah, they're locals. Full adventure style, standing up, going around hairpins. Yeah. Not for me, thank you. Oh, what a road. I mean, up and down here, I wouldn't like to guess how many there was. I mean, I know they go on about some roads having multiple hairpins, but this one's got a lot up and down. Some of them were lovely and tight and close together. So you're out of one, into the next one. Let's take these around this corner. Yep, cyclists. Right, it looks like it's levelling off now. I'll pause the camera again because I don't think there's any more hairpins at the minute anyway. Catch you in a bit. Now on the, what's it called? The D118. Nice little road. It's well worth doing that link. Over the top of there. Millions of hairpin single track road. And then it drops you down into a nice gorge. Don't know what it's called yet. That's some house getting built. Jesus. Bit poosh. Lot of work vans. Just spitting a little bit now, so when I fill up I'll assess and decide if I'm putting the other jacket on. Nope, I'm not going left at the moment because I'm going for the petrol first. But that does look like an interesting road. That's it, if you knew there was no traffic, you'd have some serious fun. Did say the rain might come in, so the roads are a little greasy as well, because obviously it hasn't rained for days. D118. Fantastic. I'll probably turn it back on once I've sorted the petrol situation. Yeah, but It's definitely going to start raining properly. Let's click you back on. This gorge is fantastic. Don't even know what it's called. I'm going to get the road number. Absolutely lovely. If that rain will just stay away or stay very light. Just remember to put my camera on. I've been coming down here about a mile. Thought my camera was on. Glanced down at my remote and it wasn't. That was the Gorge de Georges. Only a short one, but nevertheless very nice. I'll turn it back off. I'm on my way to find a petrol station again. I found another nice road. Yeah, I've got to change the route. I was having great fun playing around. So, like, obviously on the Andorran French border, and then playing on the French side of the Pyrenees. And my planned route that I was going to go up to Millau. On not just me sat nav, my phone, everything. I was getting disruption due to fires. I mean, I know they've got a lot of fires at the moment over this part of France. So there was severe disruption. So I had to get down to the base of the Pyrenees on the French side, skirt all the way along to the right, which basically took us as far as almost like Perpignan. I could see, well, I presume it was the sea, which is the Mediterranean side. And then when I looked, I thought, ugh, it's going to be a big day getting back to where it should be. So it wanted to bring us up the, there's one of the big toll roads out of Perpignan, which I didn't do, but I did a bit of the 75, which is a dual carriageway, but it's been so windy this side of the mountains. You probably still hear it even a little bit. Okay, just listen to Cali. It sounds good. So I went along the 75 for a little bit, but it was so windy, and I hate, you know, motorways serve a purpose, but you do think that it was windy, it was horrible. Yeah, nah. So I just span off. And reset my Cali moto to ignore all that and bring us up on the interesting route. So it's going to take us another, it's going to take us about another hour and a half to get up to Millau. But what initially was meant to be about a 253 mile day is probably going to be closer to 350, 400 miles by the time I get there. But I'm not bothered. You know, I've had one full tank filled up, and I'm down to 200 kilometres again, which is about half a tank. Yeah, it is. So it's just under half a tank. So working on that mindset, yeah. It will be creeping up to 400 miles in a day. And I will admit, I think it was about 20 something mile I did on that windy bloody motorway just to try and get some distance. And then as soon as I could, I got that sick of it. I just pulled off, and it was one of the care falls, or, you know, like the French companies, they're everywhere. They had like a little shop petrol station thing. So I just stopped in there and reprogrammed the nav. I still prefer using Kalimoto over the Garmin though, I will say that. I'll have to have a dig around. There must be something I can do to change the settings on the Garmin, because you know, you can put the GPX on and the GPX looks exactly the same as the Kalimoto one, and then as soon as you hit start it'll say recalculating, and then you look at what it's giving you and it's a totally different route. Well, not totally different, but it's took out a lot of the little roads. There must be something I can do about that. This little road. This is the D15. What? No, I got it right. D157 E5, because it's an offshoot of the 157. Damn good fun. I think I've seen one car. Because it's so green and grassy and trees everywhere, I'm just taking it very easy around the corners. Oh, speed walker, bloody hell. What I'll do is once I get to the bottom of here, I'll turn off the camera again, and once I get to Millau, do the obligatory YouTube thing of so you don't see the bridge. It's still very warm. So it's taking us back down onto the 157, and this is the E5, a little offshoot, and I mean, where it goes I have no idea. I think I passed a few small buildings, but not much. Nothing coming. Okay, I'm on this for a little bit. I shall turn you off now.